What's up, y'all, and welcome back to Dad Needs to Talk. I'm your host, Robert, and today we're diving into Chapter 1 of a new series called Beat in Motion. Now, Beat in Motion is a story from Naoki Fujita, and it's a new series that you can read on both the Shonen Jump and Manga Plus websites/apps. So, Beat in Motion. Now, in the last year or so, I have been very hesitant to kind of dive into new series and honestly even talk about them ever since the heartache from a couple years ago. That is Red Hood, rest in peace. But this one came across my timeline earlier today, and I knew nothing about it. I did not even know the new series was dropping today, especially like I said, it's just a Friday. And so I was like, I'm just going to click read. And here I am on the other side of it, pleasantly surprised, because this one kind of took me on a roller coaster of sorts that I wasn't expecting, because it follows this young guy named Tatsuhiko, who is trying to become a animator in the industry and stuff. But the journey that this first chapter takes us on was very unexpected, because throughout reading this first chapter, I kind of got several words kind of come to mind: passion, discouragement, inspiration, encouragement, trying to rekindle lost hopes and dreams. And so this chapter kind of sets up big potentially, something that could be special if handled properly, because we kind of start following our main character back when he was in school. I don't know if this was either middle school or high school, because his school, whichever grade it was, whatever, his school, there's a very well-known, I believe it was an animator. Let me see. I think it was an animator that was very well-known, an anime director. That school is his alma mater. And so that's kind of what led our MC to kind of being interested in doing animation and stuff, because this director came to the school, I guess, and spoke one time and complimented Tatsuhiko, and that kind of was the catalyst to start him on his journey. So he began, drawing and stuff and enjoying it, and it kind of changed the way that he was viewing the world, which was just very, very, very beautiful to see. His internal dialogue as he's kind of like looking at the world and doing the sketches and stuff. But as a parent, I know, and a lot of us remember from being young, kids can sometimes be cruel to each other. And that is kind of what happens, because some kids basically kind of bully him, take his sketchbook, and tell this girl, they're like, hey, Tatsuhiko's been drawing you. And she calls him a creep. She's like, yo, don't do that no more. It's kind of creepy. But it was a picture of, like, I guess she was like outside at track practice or whatever. And he was just drawing a person, her as inspiration for a person running. But, so from that point, that kind of is where things start to kind of like spiral, and go the opposite direction for our main character, because from that point forward, he no longer drew at school, or drew in public, I should say. And then from there, some of his buddies or whatever talked him into joining a band, because they was like, yo bro, you want to get girls? Let's start a band. And this dude, he don't know nothing about playing no instrument or whatever. And then we get a passage of time. Several years go from him finishing up school, whatever he was in, middle school, high school, through into college. And him and his friends are still in this band. They're not very good, and he is pretty much all but abandoned his passion for drawing and art and stuff. Now, one thing he kind of mentions, and this is something that kind of comes into play in a funny way later on, is that he gets this dream of someday marrying a pop idol or whatever. He specifically names this random chick named Nico because at the time she was also around the same age as them and kind of coming up. And so he kind of was like, yo, okay, maybe if our band gets big, maybe we'll meet her, and then that's how me and her will link up and stuff, whatever. But their band sucked. Their band was trash, and then later into their college life, they end up just coming to an agreement like, hey, let's just end the band and go our separate ways. And so they do. And then we just kind of see Tatsuhiko just kind of fall into a pit of despair because he's like, man, all these years have gone by and what have I done? I have accomplished nothing. And he sees some video online of somebody post a short little animation for a music video or whatever that went viral. And of course he's getting bitter or whatever. He's like, man, screw talented people. His buddy calls him up and is like, yo, let's go out for drinks. So they're drinking, chilling or whatever. And he's drunk, he's complaining whatever about his woes. And this random woman that's also in the bar, she's also kind of drunk, and she's kind of basically being like, yo, stop complaining, you know. And later on in the night, you know, he ends up trying to call her a cab, but the cab wouldn't take her because she threw up everywhere. And so he's thinking like, hey, this chick is kind of hot. Maybe I can make a move or something or whatever. But she ends up saying again like, yo, you were trash because just because your dreams didn't happen and you didn't get things the way you wanted to doesn't mean that you can crap on somebody else's dreams and stuff. And so kind of had a scary moment where she kind of kicks him into this guardrail or whatever. But at the time, it looked like she was about to kick our boy into some traffic, like he about to get isekai. And that is one thing about this chapter, is that it kind of like kept making sharp turns and kept me on my toes and stuff, because I'm like, okay, I kind of know where this might go, whatever. And then it kind of like gives a little bit of we're gonna go this way instead. And so that moment where she kind of calls him out for his attitude and stuff, whatever, that kind of like awakened him of sorts, whatever. So she wanders off into the night, wanders home to the train station or whatever. And he keeps on thinking about this, what she said, and kind of basically just decides, like, okay, you know what? I can't keep dwelling on the past. I'm going to find a way forward. And so he pulls out all his old sketchbooks and stuff and kind of starts thinking back to, you know, how he would show his parents and his friends and stuff and all that stuff. And so he kind of starts putting in work. And so after a few months, he creates a short little animation clip or whatever that's a few minutes long, post it online. And now this is something that I really felt, and I feel like, and this is one of many things that I feel like anybody that is a creator, content creator, whether you do podcast, YouTube, stream, whatever type of creator you are, whatever, this moment like really hit, because he's like, all right, the video's done. It's been uploaded online. I'm supposed to go to bed. It's late. I'm tired. I'm supposed to go to bed. And so he wakes up the next morning and the video has gone viral, and the idol chick that he had kind of been thinking about for years and years or whatever, she ends up seeing the video or whatever and reaches out to him and is kind of like, yo, I like what you saw, and I recognize your username because, you know, he kind of comments and stuff, whatever, on a lot of her social media posts, whatever, as some of us do. And she's like, yo, hey, would you like to come and work with me on making a animation for a music video that I got going on for one of my songs? And so it seems like a match made in heaven. This guy's things are finally starting to fall in line. And then they go to link up. He's on the phone and he's like, yo, I'm here at the spot where you at. And then he hears the echo coming from a person next to him, and he turns, and it's the girl that told him off at the bar some days ago or whatever, or months back or whatever. And she's happy to meet him or whatever. And that is kind of where this first chapter kind of comes to an end. And so, yeah, so I am very intrigued by this. Like I said, I did not expect us to get kind of like a time lapse of like his early years, and then now fast forward several years and he's in college. He's a young adult and stuff, whatever. Now he's in this life changing situation, and I don't know. It just really spoke to me because like those of y'all watching the video version, the this one panel here with like this whale and these butterflies and stuff, whatever, just like really grasped me when I was scrolling through whatever. And this is kind of where he was kind of like started to like find his passion again for drawing and stuff. But like I said, this reading this, like I said, kind of gave me some reflection myself, because I've also gone through moments of burnout, moments of self-doubt and stuff, to where I'm like, man, maybe I really shouldn't be doing this, whatever, or kind of just lost a passion for something. And seeing our main character go through several years of, on this wild goose chase, doing something that he was kind of peer pressured in by some friends to do, instead of doing what he was wanting to do, whatever. It was just very intriguing to see, and like I said, it kind of gives me hope. Of course, hey, maybe next chapter this all falls apart, and you're like, Rob, that thing you talked about last week was kind of, it ain't it no more. That was a good first chapter, but afterwards it was. But hey, we're here to give stuff a chance, because every now and then you got to kind of take a leap on these new series and stuff, whatever. Because if nobody takes a shot at them, then nothing will survive. So every now and then you got to be that brave soul to step out on faith and to see how things go, whatever. But yeah, this is one that I feel like might have what I call the blue period effect, to where it could potentially be a series for people who are creators of any sort, of any type, or artist. And this might maybe rekindle some passion in somebody, or kind of maybe give somebody better perspective, or make them realize that, okay, hey, they've been in a creative rut for a while, and this kind of maybe like wakes them up and shakes them loose. But we'll see where things go. But yeah, like I said, like the art and stuff in this look really solid. This seems to potentially be the first series from this author, because they had no previous, at least nothing that I could find so far, no previous notes as far as like, oh, they were the assistant on this or that or whatever. So we'll see. Like I said, I'm hopefully I can check back in maybe in a few weeks, or maybe a month or so, after we've gotten a handful more chapters, to kind of see how this thing kind of shakes out. But for now, Be in Motion might be one to potentially put on your radar. So with that being said, I think I'm gonna wrap it up there. Y'all let me know what y'all thought. If y'all have read this first chapter of Be in Motion, let me know what you think. And if y'all feel the same as I do, that there might be something here, or am I calling it too early? So, but regardless, thank y'all so much for watching and or listening, and make sure to check out everything Danny's Talk for all of your fatherhood, manga, anime, and gaming conversations. And with that, I am out. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.